Hey everyone, it's Tony D and little Joan here with good news. The the show where we show you some positive news in the world, and I try not to be negative. I know I was a little hard on you earlier today at the Piney Podcast again, but I'm putting that behind me and doing this positive news thing. So this is a news story out of Canada. Saskatchewan researchers say they have successfully decontaminated a test run of N95 masks, the really good ones, for reuse. This was something our president suggested, and good for him. It's a smart move. Obviously, this could hopefully, uh, recycle things, and not just for this particular crisis, but in the future. You know, these masks. I've been wearing masks, as you know, and I've just been washing them in the in the regular washing machine I have in the laundry. I just throw them in the laundry. They're fine. Um, I mean, are they sterile? Sterile? I mean, they're probably sterile enough. I mean, there's detergent in there. I pour soap in there. I don't see why they wouldn't be clean. But I'm sure somebody will be along to correct me shortly. Continuing, people in India can see the Himalayas for the first time in decades as the lockdown eases air pollution. And there is the picture right there. It still looks a little hazy. This is from CNN. So people in northern India can see the Himalayas. That's cool. It seems that all we really needed to fight climate change was a few weeks where people just stay home. um, I think there's going to be a lot of studies on what staying home did for the climate, and if this bounced back as quickly as I suspect it has, it seems to be. It seems like the climate is like snapping back, and it didn't take long. So you may have to revise your doom and gloom pronouncements, climate changers. Maybe not as bad as you initially thought. Maybe the world's not going to end in 10 years. Maybe. Continuing. China reclassifies dogs as pets, not livestock, in post virus regulatory push. This is pretty good news. Hopefully, they'll stick to it. China has been drawn into new guidelines to reclassify doggos as pets rather than livestock. It doesn't say doggos, I said that. The Agriculture Ministry said part of a response to the beer virus outbreak, and that the Humane Society called a potential game changer in animal welfare. So good. I don't think dogs should be eaten. They are far too nice animals. Now, pigs, yeah, pigs are a tough one, but the baby pigs, the little pot-belly pigs, they're very cute. If you've ever met a big pig, though, it's a little bit a different story. Those things will bite your fingers off if you're not careful. Um, one day I think we'll have cloned meat. I think they're pretty close to that. They'll just be cloning meat left and right. But, you got to figure what's going to happen to all the animals once we sort of reach that point and they start cloning meat. Are we going to just have animals in zoos? We're going to have to keep a pretty tight regulation on their population. I mean, I just got done watching the Tiger King, which I know everybody's watching, and there are more tigers in captivity, 5 to 10,000, I think it said, and then only about 4,000 in the wild. So, part of the thing is their climate, their environment needs to be pretty big, and if they don't have it, what's the other alternative? Maybe that's the only other alternative. Maybe you have to, come up with different ways so they can continue to live. I mean, maybe it's not, meant to be for certain animals to be in captivity, but if that's the only way to keep them alive, I don't know what else to tell you. It's a tough call, but I'm glad the doggos in China at least seem to have been getting a reprieve. Continuing, speaking of animals, hitchhiking oxpeckers warn endangered rhinos when people are nearby. Black rhinos responded to the birds' alarm calls by becoming vigilant. These are the birds that sit on top of rhinos and they eat parasites on the rhinos and the bugs. And apparently they're really good at spotting poachers, and they warn the rhinos because they probably have better vision than the rhinos, I'm assuming, and they ride the backs of rhinos. They're a common sight in the African bush, according to the article. The birds are best known for feeding from the lesions. I think it means legions full of ticks and other parasites on the rhino's hide, but new research suggests that short, shrill oxpeckers can serve as an alarm bell, alerting rhinos to the presence of people. So that's good. Rhinos are blind as bats. Yeah, I would think so. Looking at their eyes, they don't appear to have good eyesight. So that's nice. That's nice. Good for you, little birds. Good for you, helping out. This one I heard a while back. Scientists create mutant enzyme that recycles plastic bottles in hours. Bacterial enzyme, originally found in compost, may be used to make high-quality new bottles. So this is good. Hopefully, the mutant bacteria won't get loose and start disintegrating everything, but seems to be a good idea. It could break down the enzymes in soda bottles, which there's certainly too many of them. I remember back in the days in New Jersey, there was a lot more pollution, and even in Philly too, there was a lot more just litter. You'd walk down the street and there'd just be litter, cans and bottles, plastic bottles everywhere, glass too, back in the day. And this is a good thing. They're coming up with ways. See, they'll come up with ways to cut down pollution. You just have to keep pushing science. You have to keep pushing this kind of thing, and they will find ways. We are going to find ways to recycle, to save the climate through science. I am very confident in that, very positive about that. Continuing, speaking of science, UK's Johnson out of intensive care as his condition improves. The British PM has moved out of intensive care on Thursday at the London hospital where he's being treated. Doesn't say how he was being treated. He was receiving oxygen without being placed on a ventilator. Doesn't say what medicine he got. I wonder if he got the malaria drug. But we'll find out, I'm sure, later down the road. But good for him. Glad to see that Boris is on the mend. And here's my favorite good news story of the week. This is Paulina Porizova. And she is a famous model. Known the world over, and this is a current picture of her at 55 in a bikini. And for a guy my age, 53, this is the best news of all time. That women in their 50s can look this good gives me hope. Gives me great hope. Fantastic. Bravo, Paulina. Thank you for being the best news story of the day, the most positive news story. Joan, isn't that the most wonderful news story of the day? I know, you're sleepy. We went for a WALK. Joan's very happy. She's having a good day. And finally, for your positive news video, we have some piglets eating a cinnamon bun. This is from Ozarks Creek and Timber. They posted some videos. So thank you for that. Good for you guys. And that's it from positive news and good news and good for you, little piglets. Eat that cinnamon bun. Have a good day, everybody. Stay positive. We scour the internet so you don't have to.